Good morning, students. Today we will do the next pages of the Diary of a Young Girl, the chapter 4th in your first flight book. So we left here yesterday and I will start directly. Since no one would understand a word of my stories to Kitty, if I were plunk writing, I would better provide a brief sketch of my life, much as I dislike doing so. Here, Anne Frank gives you an account of her life first, so that we can understand her completely. So, she is going to describe her life. My father, the most adorable is lovable, father I have ever seen, didn't marry my mother until he was 36 and she was 25. My sister Margot was born in Frankfurt in Germany 1926. I was born on 12th June 1929. I lived in Frankfurt until I was 4. My father emigrated. You can see the word here, emigrated. Emigrated means to go in another country. Okay, so she was here describing you that how they emigrated to Holland in 1933. My mother Edith Hollander Frank went with him to Holland in September, while Margot and I were sent to Aachen to stay with our grandmother. Margot went to Holland in December and I followed in February, when I was plunked down on the table as a birthday present for Margot. So she is giving a little brief account of her life, that she, in her family, there was her father, mother, grandmother, and she of course had an elder sister named Margot. Okay. Next, I started right away at the Montessori nursery school. I stayed there until I was 6. At which time I started in the first form. In the sixth form, my teacher was Mrs. Cupress, the headmistress. At the end of the year, we were both in tears as we said a heartbreaking farewell. Here she is describing the school life, how she was admitted to Montessori nursery school, and she had a strong bond with Mrs. Cupress, the headmistress. Okay. Next, in the summer of 1941, grandma fell ill and had to have an operation, so my birthday passed with little celebration. Here she is describing her bond with her grandmother, who fell ill, and she did not like the celebration of her birthday as well. Grandma died in January 1942. No one knows how often I think of her and still love her. This birthday celebration in 1942 was intended to make up for the other, and grandma's candle was lit along with the rest. Okay, then her grandmother died in 1942 and she missed her, and when she celebrated her birthday in 1942, another candle was lit up in the memory of her grandmother. The four of us are still doing well, and that brings me to the present of date of 20 June 1942 and the solemn dedication of my diary. Here you see the word solemn. Solemn means sincere. Okay, so here she describes that they were now 4 members in the family and living their life with full enjoy, and this was her sincere effort to write this diary. So we will go to the next page. Here she gives an account of her diary. She calls it Kitty, so she addresses the diary with the name Kitty. Okay, as we often do in diary entry writing. I go to start. Our entire class is quacking in its boots. The reason, of course, is the forthcoming meeting in which the teachers decides who will move up to the next form and who will be kept back. Here she is describing about the result day of her school. Next form means next class. Okay, here is a word. Next form. It means next class. Okay. She is very excited. Actually, the result is going to be announced. Half the class is making bets. Even they are trying bets. Gian and I laugh ourselves silly at the 2 boys behind us, Cian and Jacques, who have staked their entire holiday savings on their bet. Even they are betting that who will move to the next class and who will be kept back. Here is a word, staked. Staked means to put something in danger for bet, like daw pe lagana. Okay, so they are staking their savings, pocket money. Okay, then it is you or who have staked their entire holiday savings on their bed. From morning to night, it's you are going to pass. No, I'm not. Yes, you are. No, I'm not. Since morning, they are betting that you will be promoted, and one says that I'm not going to be promoted. These kinds of bets they are going to have. Even G's pleading glances and my angry outbursts. Here you can see another word, outbursts. Okay, outburst is a sudden strong feeling of anger. A sudden strong feeling of anger. Even they are making outbursts. Can't calm them down, because she is going to calm down her friends that yes, you will be promoted in the class, but they are not going to accept it. If you ask me, there are so many dummies. Again you see this word, dummies. Dummies means stupid persons. She calls her friends in a jolly mood that they were dummies, they were stupids. That about a quarter of the class should be kept back, but teachers are the most unpredictable creatures on the earth. Oh, she says that there are so many stupid students in our class that can be kept back in the previous class, but you know that teachers are most unpredictable creatures on earth, means the teachers may pass them and they may be promoted. Okay, you understood the whole paragraph? Here she is describing the result day, and she is saying that her friends were betting each other, so they were making guesses who will be promoted and who will not be promoted. Even she is calling the teachers unpredictable, because there were so many stupids that should be kept in the previous year, but the teachers may pass them and they may be promoted to next class. Okay, next you see, I am not so worried about my girlfriends and myself, we will make it. कि वो कहना चाहती है यहाँ पर कि she is not worried about herself and her friends as well. The only subject I am not sure about is maths. She is somehow weak in maths and she has a doubt in that. Anyway, all we can do is wait. Just they are waiting. Until then, we keep telling each other not to lose heart, and they are giving condolence to each other कि we will be promoted. Okay, I get along pretty well with all my teachers. There are 9 of them, 7 men and 2 women. Mr. Kessing, the old fogey who teaches math, was annoyed with me for ages because I talked so much. After several warnings, he assigned me extra homework, an essay on the subject, a chatterbox. A chatterbox? What can you write about that? I would worry about that later. I decided. I jotted down the title in my notebook, tucked it in my bag, and tried to keep quiet. Okay, here she is going to describe a teacher of her, that is Mr. Kessing, the maths teacher, and because she speaks a lot, means she is a talkative girl. Okay, so Mr. Kessing does not like her, and she has given her extra homework, writing an essay or a paragraph on a chatterbox. Here is a word, you can see, jotted down. Jotted down means to pen down, to write down something. Okay, so she has written the title and tucked it in my bag, pasted, and then tried to be quiet in the class. That evening, after I had finished the rest of my homework, the note about the essay caught my eye. I began thinking about the subject while chewing the tip of my fountain pen. Anyone could ramble on and leave big spaces between the words, but the trick was to come up with convincing arguments to prove the necessity of talking. I thought, and suddenly I had an idea. I wrote the 3 pages Mr. Kessing had assigned me, and I was satisfied. I argued that talking is a student's trait and that I would do my best to keep it under control. Here she describes how she is going to write about the topic, a chatterbox. Chatterbox, you understand that, like a TV and that continually talks, but she is defending herself here. She is saying that she will write convincing statements so that she can prove it to the teacher that talking is also important. Not just being quiet is important, talking is also important, and she is writing down that topic. This was for today's lesson. In next session I will end the chapter, and please you read the chapter and you do the word meanings, as well as you can call me for any of your doubt. Thank you.